Good morning, everyone. I'm Laurie Baracco, and it's time for the Empower Hour. And I apologize for the delay. The computer was taking its time waking up this morning, and then everything wanted to update, and I apologize for that. And so I welcome you to the Empower Hour for those who are watching on the YouTube page, and then the online community with the Mystical Moon. And I sent out an email in the online community that this is going to be the last month that we're going to have this social platform available in this format. So I've been working with Kelly J. Parsons, with creating a new platform, and it might be on Facebook. I'm not sure how we're going to put it all together. I was going to say pull it all together, but we will pull it together, and we'll be migrating live streaming and events to a different format. The online community, the Ning, N-I-N-G, has been so purposeful for, I think it's been a little bit over 4 years that I've had this platform available. And there are some things where there are limitations and a couple of glitches. So we're looking for something that's a little bit more modern and that will run a little bit more quickly and fast. Quickly, fast, same thing. But there are quite a few members that we have in the online community, and I would love for everyone who's watching or who's part of the online community to be able to join us in on a different platform. And we'll have classes and so on and so forth, and I look forward to that for the future. So I see a few people here have joined us on the YouTube page, excuse me, and then here in the online community. I'm going to close out a couple windows here. In the online community, I see we have a few friends as well who have joined us. And let's see what's up and coming. Well, there are a lot of wonderful changes here at both centers. We've added more facilitators. We have Candace, who's available for private sessions at the Bonita Springs store on the 1st and 3rd Wednesday of the month. We're offering more soul retrieval and shamanic classes, full moon, new moon classes. Healing, we've got Nikki Scully coming in March for alchemical healing, and all of this information is on our website with the calendars and on the Facebook pages and in the newsletter. So if you haven't already signed up for our newsletter, I invite you to do so. And as many of you do know, I have launched a new business with Kelly. It's Working Girls Magic. Feel free, if you're an entrepreneur, to join our Facebook page and to check out that website, workinggirlsmagic.com. And we have a private Facebook group there too, where we throw out different tips and share our information, and people can use that as a go-to resource for business. And if you're an independent contractor, you have an online store or brick and mortar. Also, a few other things. I see Jill's here. Good morning. We will be pulling together that set study group. I mean, it's something that so many people have inquired about, and we're trying to find a day and time that works for most everyone. And so I look forward to participating in that as well. And lots of really good stuff going on. And it's so good to see everybody here. I'm just going to say hello on the YouTube page. There we go. All right. So feel free to type any questions and or comments that you may have in the online community. And to this month's topic has to do with love and love spells. And that's something that a lot of us kind of reflect upon in the month of February. And it definitely is something that a lot of people come into the center and inquire about. Love, I want more romance, or how do I know if this relationship is for my highest and best good? What do I do? How do I find out? How do I know? And so it really is a personal journey, and maybe doing a lot of inner reflection, thinking about, well, how do I feel? And am I ready for a relationship? And what type of partner do I know that I feel comfortable with? And what type do I not feel comfortable with? So a lot of these questions do come to the center. And when people have questions in readings, right, they want to know about career, finances, health, and love. So I'm going to share some of my thoughts, and I will share the link that I am reading a lot of this from, because I have a couple of love spells that I have put together here. Let me see. That I have put together, and people really do enjoy them. And I kind of like unveil them or put them out for everybody to pull together around this time of the year. So you can always find them on the blog too. I'll just copy the blog and put that in there for all of you. There we go. Alrighty, so let's talk about love. So with Valentine's Day approaching, many people have love on their mind. For some, they are thinking about how they would like to express to their significant other how much they care, and others are wondering how they can find the partner of their dreams. Putting together a love spell by using candles, herbs, and working with an intention can help you align yourself with the partner that is for your highest and best good. It can also help you spice up your current romantic relationship. A love spell is not only used to bring your love into your life, but it can help you in the romance department as well. I know this sounds far-fetched, but love spells do work, and how and why they work may surprise you on how it all kind of comes together. But if you've been watching the Empower Hour, then you have an idea of how all of this manifestation works. So let's first and foremost talk about the do's and the don'ts. Try not to. So this is what I'm going to say. So the don'ts, or suggested that you hold off on. Try not to control or influence any other against their free will. Don't put another person's name on the spell. This is a big no-no, and if you will only create negative relationship karma for you. So even though you know it, you feel it, it just is like, you know it within the depths of your being that this relationship is supposed to work out. It is so important for you to not include anyone else's name with your intention and or your spell work, because we don't, in a way, we are working from our own framework and our own ego and what we have know and don't know and feel. And it's very possible that we are correct in just knowing that this is a soulmate for me. Or it can also be that the negative ego is speaking up and saying, hey, this is it. It just feels so great compared to your other relationships. This is wonderful. And so we might be limiting ourselves in the relationship department. And from what I have learned over the years through experience with working with others, as well as a lot of, we could say, research, meditation and observation and knowingness and observing what's going on with other people, that a lot of the times there's more than one possible partner. And that's why people get so frustrated, is they're locked in on that one relationship. And this has to be it, because I just feel it. It just, that there's this connection. Yet the other person, they have their own free will, and they have other agendas and other obstacles to maybe go over to work through in their life. So by putting all your money and betting on all your eggs in one basket, you're limiting the potential, and they have their free will, and they may change their thoughts. They may change their belief system. They may make some decisions that completely are not in alignment with your path. So what would happen is, quite possibly, that Spirit's giving you all the signs, and there's a lot of work in this relationship, and it just feels like I'm always questioning what's going on. I don't know if they're truly present. And it's possible that they're not truly present, and or that their views on relationship is different than yours. And how you interact in a relationship, maybe you give 110% and you put it at number 1 on your list. And maybe the other person puts relationship at number 2 or 3 because they have other things going on. And so then you're feeling kind of frustrated and feeling like you're hitting a brick wall. So that's a huge example as to why we don't want to try to influence others, because we're limiting our own possibility. And in a way, we're trying to control another, even if we know that you would be really good for them. And if you think about it, right, take a step back and think about it. Would you want your name on somebody's spell or magical intention or intention I don't know, I might feel a little weird. You know, I have a really great teacher, Sandy Anastasi, and she has talked about this quite a bit, that yes, there are spells, right? Spells where we grab candles and herbs and oils and we formulate that intention. But even words are spells. So spelling, right? Word, spell. So your thoughts and your words are also magic, and their intentions. So whenever you're trying to do something against another, she calls it a lot of times black magic, right? So we have to kind of work with that, because I know I've brought that up before in the Empower Hour. Yes, there's sometimes healing and wanting to send healing to others and sending that energy if they're open to it, if it's for the highest and best good of all, right? So again, we don't want to try to put this bubble of energy around others with our intentions, only what's for the highest and best good of all. I love to add that at the end with everything that I do, with the prayer, with my prayers, with my intentions. So how would you word it for a relationship? I ask to be in alignment with a partner that's for my highest and best good. Bam, there you go. And it could quite possibly be who you're with, right? But be aware that if you're wanting to work with intentions to spice up your relationship, or for your love life to improve, it's quite possible that the current partner may be kind of plucked out, because it may not be for your highest and best good for you nor for them. So just kind of keep this in mind, right? So it doesn't usually happen so drastically where boom, they're gone, or we have a huge fight and we're done. But usually you have there's a foretelling beforehand. You kind of know this. I have an inkling that this may not work out, or that we're fighting all the time, or it just feels really weird, you know, or that I'm not feeling present. I am going to quickly switch over to the YouTube page. Good morning. I see some friends here. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Yes, I'll pull some cards for you in just a little bit. Good to see everybody there. And then I'm going to switch over. Okay. All is good in the online community. All right. So back to some of the do's and don'ts. Another don't is do not work any magic while you're on drugs, alcohol, or synthetic substance. This can affect your good judgment, right? A couple of glasses of wine, and then I might think, I think that we need a little help in the romance department. Boom, right? And you may not be thinking as clearly, and so on and so forth. I feel like that's self-explanatory. The next one is do not use the same spell over and over. Sometimes the results are not immediate, and we often have some personal obstacles to move through to be in alignment with our intention. I would say almost always, to be honest, is that if it's not quite flowing and you have some challenges, usually there are some things for you to look at, work through, let go of, bring in, and shift within yourself. So if you use the same intention or spell over in that way, you're not quite allowing things to happen. You're not allowing things to kind of fall into alignment, right? So they're showing me right now a pathway, like a road. And my intention is so on and so forth, to be in alignment with the partner that's for my highest and best good. Well, that road has kind of a timeline. Within the next 3 weeks, we're going to plant a situation down the road, but they have to wait for this time to go by, and there are a couple little speed bumps along the way for them to encounter, and then we have this thing happening in about 3 weeks. And if you're going back to, well, if nothing's happening, you're not quite trusting the manifestation process. All right, so I hope that's a clear example of how intentions work, intentions, magic, candles, all of that work. So here are some of the do's. Do take personal responsibility for your actions, right? So lighting a pink candle is not automatically going to bring in the partner that's wonderful. You do need to take responsibility for your actions of what you do, what you do, and what you don't do. Accountability, right? So am I present? Am I a good communicator? Am I being too demanding? What's my part in this? Am I being the type of partner that I desire to be with? Am I demanding? Do I need 24/7, or are my demands way out of line and off base? I might need to think about that, right? The next one, take your time with your wording and be clear with your intentions, right? So that has to do with for the highest and best good of all. And I'm trying to give an example. Well, this has to do too, like say when people ask questions, am I ever going to be happy? Well, yes, right? You were happy yesterday when you found something on sale, right? So let's be specific. I asked to be in alignment with a partner that is for my highest and best good. And I asked Spirit to help me overcome in a loving way the obstacles that I am placing before me. So be it, so it is. Thank you, harming none and helping all. There's something like that at the end. Work your magic when you are in a calm and relaxed state of mind. So maybe light some sage. And again, this has to do too with even if you're lighting a candle or you're writing down your affirmations or your intentions, give yourself time to collect your thoughts and really think about what is it that I really want, you know? And asking yourself those questions too. Am I really ready for a relationship? Am I in kind of like a weird place? Is that going to fix it? Probably not. I probably need to kind of look at some of these challenges that I'm experiencing right now and look at them. And maybe I'm using love or a relationship to avoid taking care of maybe that I'm not great with money, or that I have terrible boundaries, or that I'm not taking care of myself. You know, these things to take a look at. Be open and trust the process. That has to do also with that little road that I talked about with things popping up and trusting the process. You may do work with an intention for love, and then stuff pops up at work. And say, what the heck? I'm working on love. Why is this happening at work? Well, maybe you need to work on that and take care of what's happening here before love. You can focus on love, right? So trusting the process. Keep a journal to document what is happening in your inner and outer worlds as a result of the intention you set in motion. Okay. So hopefully these are some things that you think about or implement as you're working with love or any other intention. When you have a journal, it does help you understand the process of how it all is playing out. And you're going to learn about yourself in the process. The how and why of love spells. By putting your intentions on paper and projecting those intentions out into the universe, you are able to set clear intentions that help you manifest and be in alignment for the partner that is for your highest and best good. Sometimes writing your thoughts down on paper helps you to be more in touch with what it is you truly do want in your life. By writing down our goals, we're setting out a petition. Spirit responds by aligning us with situations and people that are for our highest and best good. Sometimes there are necessary steps that we must take before that soulmate comes in. And this is where many people become very frustrated. As a society, we are used to instant gratification. And because we did not have our desired result manifest right away, we think it didn't work. It didn't work. The spell is actually another way of asking the universe to help us overcome our challenges and obstacles so that we can be in alignment with our goals. This is where we must trust the process. Attention is then brought to our views on love, our healthy or unhealthy boundaries. And if we are emotionally available at this time for a loving relationship, are you available? After you have set your spell intention in motion, be sure to observe what happens in your life. You can be assured there will be changes and shifts that will help in your life courtesy of your spell. There are times when life can be a little uncomfortable before things improve. And sometimes the change is a smooth transition. So there's a lot of observation. There's a lot of trust. There's a lot of reflection. And trust me, you will have the opportunity to work through these things. A word or two of caution. If you're wanting your significant other to be more loving or dedicated to your relationship and you use a spell to improve your relationship, be ready for some possible conflict. You may have stirred the pot or awakened the elephant or elephants in the room. You may have crossed a fine line by including your partner in the equation, by not having their permission to include them in your love spell. All of the reasons why your relationship is out of balance probably will be magnified and brought out into the open. There are more harmonious ways of working on your relationship, like having a good old-fashioned face-to-face conversation, right? So this is something that is important. So lighting a candle is not going to fix your relationship. It's going to bring opportunity for communication, right? So don't forget to be honest, and you can't take a shortcut. It's not going to work because there may be a band-aid or a temporary solution. But for the long term, be sure that you're communicating your feelings and clearing the air in that way. So a wiser approach to improving your relationship would be for you to use a love spell that will help you be a more loving, giving, compassionate, and dedicated partner. This may mean a little self-love spell first, as needed at this time. Spells are another way of directing your energy and thoughts through the elements of earth, herbs, water, air, oils, aromatherapy, and fire, candles. This can also be viewed as a living vision board. Below are a few love spells that can help that you might like to try. So, all right, I'm trying to see if I can get this exact. There we go. Nope, that's not it. Hold on here, friends. Well, to get these spells, I'm trying to find the link that's going to give me the exact link for the love spells. I think I got it now. So I'm going to put this on. Oops. I just closed out a page. I didn't mean to close out my YouTube page. Hang on here, friends. I'm going to put the link for these different spells with the ingredients there. Hang on, my friends. I wish there was a shorter way. I accidentally closed out my YouTube stream where the comments are. So please bear with me. All right, there. Okay. There's my chat. There's my chat. All right, so here's the link. That page on my community. This is the correct link. So, oops. Okay, there we go. So I will go over these. They're kind of fun. The first one is the love spell for love. Let's do self-love first. So the supplies you would need are a black tourmaline to remove self-sabotage, a rose quartz to bring in unconditional love of self, a pink candle, lavender oil, a toothpick, a piece of parchment paper, and a safe container for your candle. Begin by using the toothpick to write on your candle the following: I, your name, and open to healthy, balanced, and nurturing relationships. I love and approve of myself. It is safe for me to open my heart, so be it, so it is. And then you would write that intention on the paper and on your candle. Write on the candle and on the paper, and then you put your candle on top of the paper. Next, rub the lavender oil around the outside of the candle. Place the black tourmaline in the right hand to the right of your candle, and then the rose quartz to your left of the candle for the duration of the burning of this candle. As you light the candle, repeat the intention above 7 times. After your candle has completely burned, keep your crystals with you to remind you to love yourself first, and that it's important that you're happy and that you do not lose yourself in relationship. And then write down your experiences and then trust the process. The next one is a love spell. So I have the Mystical Moon Aphrodite candle, the Mystical Moon Magic Aphrodite soap, our sardonyx crystal, which is a relationship stone of commitment, paper and pen. And the first step is to write down the characteristics of your ideal mate. Be careful not to limit yourself by adding a name or being too narrow. You can add "or better" to the end if you're not sure. Take the paper and place it under the Aphrodite candle. Place a crystal in front of the candle. Call upon Aphrodite as you light your candle and say, "Aphrodite, I ask you to bring in a love that is true." Next, you're going to take a bath and bathe in the Aphrodite soap while focusing on clearing your auric field and preparing your mind, body, and spirit for a healthy, loving relationship while focusing on how that feels. What activities are you doing together, talking about together, and how does the emotional connection feel between the two of you? When the candle is not lit, or after it burns out, carry the crystal around with you. Remember, nothing takes place of honesty, clear communication, and excellent listening skills when it comes to happy and healthy relationships. So those are the most important things with relationship, all right? So to be present, to communicate with your partner, all right? Nothing replaces it. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that little segment on love and love spells and romance and yeah, if you have any questions, you can always email me too through the Mystical Moon website as well. All righty, so now I'm going to answer some of the questions that people have typed out. And Julia sent me one this morning. Final Empower Hour question. All right, so she says, after a shift in my work last autumn towards teaching more workshops and training courses rather than single weekly classes, I'm curious to know what's in store for me in the work area this year. Anything I should be aware of and prepare for. And she looks forward to the new format. All right, and let's see here. So let's see, I'm pulling 3 cards. I think the main thing is for you to try not to second guess yourself as much and or the process. We do that all the time. I mean, I'm guilty too. It's like, is this working? Should I continue in this direction? But I think that we cancel that out. We're picking up momentum and then it's like, wait. Is this how it's supposed to be? And maybe there's some guilt with a client that may come in and say, hey, I loved when you did those single classes, those weekly classes. I missed that. Can you add one here or there? And then you're starting to second guess and think, oh my gosh, maybe I should do that. I mean, that happens to me a lot. And I have to take a step back and say, okay, I want to help. I want to fulfill their request, but I do need to look at my schedule and where the energy is flowing and where it's kind of a little bit not as flowing, right? It's not as flowy, and where my passions are and where I'm getting excited. And I feel that you definitely have been excited with training and workshops, and it's bringing you new data and new information. It's something new that you can sink your teeth into. And I would really listen to your reactions when these things pop up. You have the Strength card, you have the Queen of Swords reversed, and then you have the Four of Swords. So this has to do with the mind and looking where you thrive and where you're strong and where you feel really great about what you're doing. So be aware of that. And yes, I would reflect upon the things that are coming to you and being brought to your attention when it comes to the weekly classes. And yes, there will always be someone who wants you to go back to that. So try to work on going within and tuning in and see if you're passionate about it or you're not. All right, but keep moving forward is what they're saying. All right, so then I'm going to go to the YouTube page. I have Deirdre who asked, good morning, can you pull a card for me later? All right, let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3. I see the desire, the need, the push to, I don't want to say perfect yourself, but I feel like there might be you might be a little too harsh on yourself these days, because I see that, oh, I could do better there. I can, oh, that's just terrible. And I think a lot of us do that, but they're saying to hold on there and to embrace who you are. You're perfect in your imperfections of what you see and insecurities. And yes, it's a really good thing to always look to improve, but they're saying that there's a little bit of harshness with your words towards yourself. You have the Page of Swords, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and then you have the Knight of Swords reversed. So to me, this is a little bit of harsh criticism coming from you. And that Nine of Pentacles reversed is showing us that, yeah, there are some things that you want to really work on. You're not thrilled of how that all turned out. That Page of Swords is saying, revisit this, but revisit with new eyes. Revisit it with fresh new perspective. Don't compare yourself from to others or where you think you should be. Take a look at it and improve what you can, but be patient and loving and gentle with yourself, because when we're so hard on ourselves, we're kind of canceling out or not setting ourselves up for success, canceling out the good that we've already worked on and the improvements we have taken care of, and we're not setting ourselves up for success. So just be mindful of that. Ease up on yourself. All right. All right. Let's see if there are any other questions in the online community. How about a card for the Seth classes? Excellent. Lisa says, thanks for the links. You're so welcome. All right. Let's pull 3 for Seth. 1, a 2, a 3. All right. So the first card we have, I want to make sure I'm on the screen where I can see, so that I can see that you can see the cards. So we have the 2 of Swords reversed. Then we have the 9 of Wands, and then we have Temperance. So approaching the classes not from an analytical place, but observing what's going on, because they're showing me kind of like a little bit leftover energy from Deirdre's question. How can I improve this? Is it not, you know, what is it? Am I not paying attention to the signs? They're saying it's possible that some people who will be attending are not there yet, but they're coming. So this is interesting. This is the 9 of Wands. It's like, life has really kind of kicked me in the butt, but I'm ready. I'm ready to really work through this. So that's a challenge, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I'm still standing, but I want to work, push forward. I want to work through this. And then the last one is the Temperance. So that could be some of the feedback and listening and gathering information from others of what they would like to learn from Seth and how they can digest it and so on and so forth. So it's coming. It's coming. I just pulled 3 more. This is interesting. The one that stands out the most has to do with that High Priestess. So I think you've already sat with it and meditate on it. And what does Seth have to say? That's the question. What does Seth have to say, Jill? So kind of take a look at that. All right. All right. So back to the YouTube page. Good morning. Good morning. And Marcia asked if she can have a card. Let's see, Marcia. Whoop, one flew out, so there's that one. And I'll pull 2 more. 1, 2. As we can see, this is kind of unorthodox. I just kind of pulled. Oh my gosh, 2 came out actually. All right, so we got a story, Marcia. Actually, yeah, we have 4. So there's one that was there from before. The Tower, the 8 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles reversed, and then the 2 of Wands. I'm going to say that right now there are a few things that are going on, and it feels a little chaotic because of that Tower card. However, I feel that whether you're putting the pressure on yourself to move on and get it together, or there are other people who are saying, come on, Marcia, let's go. Come on, let that go. And like, make that decision or move forward. I think this is a card that I just might be for tomorrow or was for today, that Two of Wands, but it's reversed here. That's on the Facebook page. Give yourself time for everything for you to digest everything and for the dust to settle. All right. So maybe there have been some changes in your outer world and or your inner world. It could be as simple as having a completely different shift in perspective, and where you woke up one morning and you said, oh my gosh, I don't feel the same way as I did before. I need to really look at this. So I feel like all the change is good. It's all good and it's all coming together, but it can feel a little off balance. And please do not allow others to influence you in that way. All right, so I'm going to go to Jill here in the online community. She says, great, I'm feeling it is coming, but it's not quite the right time. Need a couple of weeks for some reason. I agree. I think maybe it's just sitting with it and putting those feelers out there. And I don't know. I think it's really important for people to start reading that book anyway, the Seth material, so that they have a little bit of that information digested within them. All righty. So let's see. Marnell's question. Thank you for doing these segments. You're so welcome, Marnell. Her question is, what is Spirit's advice on how I can improve my relationship? All right, I'm going to pull 3 for you. I'm pulling them off the top. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, as with most relationships, we've been through some really challenging times, and I see that maybe those challenging times sometimes are still in the background, in the back of our mind, and we're kind of trying to shake it and move through it. And what Spirit says is, what's beneficial is to focus and celebrate the little things. I have to ask, is there a new baby coming in? Because you got the 4 of Wands with this little baby bunny in there, or 2 bunnies. So I don't know if someone's having a new baby. Maybe there's, celebration coming in that way, baby, or new beginning, but it felt like something like that. And then we had the 6 of Pentacles, and then we had the 10 of Swords. So these 2 cards have to do with some of the stress, and maybe there have been some things that have stressful situations that have been repeating themselves and been a theme in the relationship. Spirit says focus on the positive here, and that will shift how the challenges influence us here. I feel like there's a lot of celebration to be celebrated, right? Some really great announcements and surprises that'll be coming in that deserve to be celebrated within the relationship, okay? So try to focus on here and the present and not as much on in the past. You're a very detail-oriented person, and that is who you are. So it's like, I want to fix this or check this off and put a pretty bow on it and fix it in that way, and then I can move on. Sometimes we have to move on, and then these things that are challenging us work themselves out without us focusing on it. So enjoy the celebration. There's some really great news coming in, okay? Okay, so still going quickly. So I am going to answer as many as I can before I have to go, because I do have to go before 10 this morning. Martha says, good morning. Can you tell me what message Spirit has for me? All right, so for Martha, I feel like there's the feeling of change. I think something's changing. I'm not sure what, and I'm not sure where to go yet, but just do know that change is coming. It's not clear yet. So that feeling like I need to do something because something's changing is there, but don't do anything yet because it all hasn't been revealed yet. We have the Wheel of Fortune, to me that's the saying, going with the flow in their cycles with life. The Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Wands reversed. So it feels like something's changing, but I'm not sure what yet and what. So let it happen organically. Okay, so you're right, there are things changing. Alrighty, so then for Jill, she says, after January's motivational empower hour, I was empowered to help myself sabotage, and February 17th, I will be doing a brand new intuitive and Unicorn Meadow in Suffield, Connecticut. Any message from Spirit? Awesome. I am so happy that you put yourself out there Good for you. I know that self-sabotage is so there, but it shows us where there's work that needs to be done. All right, 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. There's that manipulation. Oh my gosh, you definitely have shifted it. So these are 3 major arcana cards. Whenever a major arcana card comes up, it's like, this is a big deal. Not that the other cards aren't important, but this is like, pay attention. This is huge. So you have worked through the manipulation of the self. Like, so the moon reverse can sometimes represent that subconscious mind, the things that we maybe are making up in our head. Then we have the magician reverse has taken control over you. And here you go. Here's your hanged man, which means I'm changing the self-sabotage. I don't think that there could be a better message for you with all of that, with a validation. Excellent. Awesome. I love, 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 love that for you. All right, so then Evelyn has a question on the YouTube page. Hi, Laurie, Spirit has showed me that I need to leave my current job, but there is forensics accounting investigation due to VP stealing money. When can you tell me the authorities will step in? So within the next month. There you go, I don't even have to go any further. Within the next month, that things will start falling into place there, that it'll be investigated. All right, so then Jill's comment in the online community is, thank you for the info and for the online community, and look forward to working with you in the next few weeks. Thank you so much, and I look forward to pulling all of this together because I know it's so valuable, that information that you're sharing. Thank you. And Lisa says, ding, ding, thank you. You're very welcome. Thanks, Spirit. And Cassandra on the YouTube page says, I recently started seeing someone. Can you tell me where it's going? Love. Let's see, we'll just pull 3 cards. 1, a 2, a 3. Let's see how it goes. I feel, Cassandra, like you're changing a lot right now. So I feel like it's kind of, how do I say this? The relationship is, I'm writing it in pencil so that I can change and edit what I want to within my own requirements and how relationship looks. We have the Star reversed, we have the Queen of Wands, and then we have the Knight of Cups. I feel like we're not quite there yet. So as of right now, they're saying not a long-term relationship, but then they showed me the pencil. So let's just see. Enjoy yourself. That's what they're saying. Enjoy yourself. And as long as it feels wonderful, good, warm, and fluffy, continue with it. Okay? All right. Thank you. You're welcome. Evie, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And I will be in touch in the online community with what we'll be doing with how this will all migrate. And for the YouTube friends that we have here, I will be offering more of live streaming as well. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day. It's been so wonderful to see all of you, and I'll be in touch. Thank you. Take care.